So we'll go through this particular module where we talk about the why, what are the three roles of a leader, and how we go about achieving that ultimate, what I call the victory, or become the ultimate achiever. So let's look at the three roles of a leader. One is about providing, instilling confidence from fear, which is about providing clarity, providing them certainty, and most importantly also to mobilize your troops in pursuit of a better future. So if you look at the table, there is no cynic on the planet. Now, from time to time you'll find people who are having a bad attitude. They are cynics, what I call bullies at the workplace. No cynic has ever gone and done anything wonderful to either the organization or to mankind. There is no room for cynics. So unfortunately you do find from time to time. Now then there is the skeptics. Skeptics are, I believe, that they are good for the society because they can challenge status quo from time to time because they're looking for empirical evidence. Then you have the next three levels, which are called the functional level managers, which are skilled, managerial level, which are competent, leaders, which are about competence. But the game changers are the next three levels, which are about being motivators, inspirer, and the achiever, which is about love, success, victory. They are efficient in what they do. They are excellent, and more importantly, they go on to become exceptional. And it's about execution drive and being ambitious. It's about develop, leverage, and ultimately seek happiness or leave a legacy. That's the big why. If I was to try and put a structure to this, why top leaders to go on achieve, become exceptional in what they do. And so let's explore the how model. It's about ambition, it's about having the drive, and it's about motivation. So it's about success, it's about victory, it's about love, and it's to be the person you want to be first, do the things you want to do, and then have what it takes. And all being efficient, being excellent, and obviously becoming exceptional. That's to leave a legacy. So if I was to unpack this model, which is the success, love, victory, motivation, ambition, drive, if I was to break them down, we will go through this curriculum. We will go through each of the elements in here. So which is about vision, mastery, congruence, productive, implementation, conviction, engage, evaluate, and ultimately leave a legacy. That's kind of what the whole journey is going to be. Now we will deep dive into this as well. So I'm going to unpack each of the modules in more detail. Now I'm using all the learnings of mine into a very structured framework, so that way it's a process we go through from step to step, step by step. So vision is number one, mastery, congruence, productivity, implementation, conviction, engage, evaluate, and leave a legacy. It can be said that human behavior is predominantly driven by two factors, which we went through one of the modules, earlier module, which is about avoidance of pain and pursuit of pleasure. Fear is the underlying factor that drives both behaviors and explains why people are compelled to act to actions that fail to serve their best interest. Furthermore, the fear of failure is a fundamental cause for procrastination and inaction. Indeed, failure has been stigmatized with the global community to such a degree that inaction is actually preferred over a failed action. That's just culturally some of the countries, unfortunately, or companies, they fail to understand that the more failures you have, the more successful you become. While most will challenge the idea, it is ironic that the majority of people are just as fearful of success as they are of failure. Why? For the simple fact that both bring us out of our comfort zone. Those willing to risk their current state of comfort against the promise of a much higher state of comfort are surprisingly rare. Fears have surrounded us in every aspect of our life since the beginning of time and will continue to surround us into the future. It is only when we develop the courage to walk past the fears that we can begin to appreciate and benefit from the immense potential that lies within. This curriculum hopes to offer a new perspective on our attitude towards fear and failure and the intrinsic connection that exists between fear, failure, and success. Let's explore further. Before the 19th century, humans were predominantly driven by a basic need to survive. That's just the fact. In harnessing the world's natural resources during the 19th century industrial age, we saw the living standards of the working class steadily grow. This trend continued into the 20th century and the advent of the information age. But while ready access to information from around the globe has democratized knowledge, we are faced with a new challenge of being surrounded by an overabundance of choice. So, while most people are motivated to achieve success in their lives, the sheer volume of information at their disposal leaves many in a state of confusion. Indeed, people today are so overwhelmed by choice that the vision can become lost amidst a barrage of information, which often leads to falling into a trap of indecision followed by inaction. Those that fall victim to information overload often fail to achieve their goals for three main reasons. They either lose sight of what they want, know what they want, but don't know how to get there, or know how to get there but can't find a way to push through the barriers that inevitably arise along the way. Another challenge arising from advances in technology is a new view of success. In this new world, success, much like a coffee, is expected to be instant. That's why we went through one of the earlier modules, which is what we call people wanting instant wealth, instant job promotions, instant gratification, instant recognition. And I call this the instant coffee syndrome, has arisen from an unrealistic set of ideals. So have we collectively forgotten the merit of hard work and dedication in order to achieve our goals? That's the question. Why are we settling for mediocrity at a time when we should settle for nothing less than mastery, is my question. So having a vision for the future is an important first step. But it's just as important to understand why we are pursuing this vision, how we will execute the necessary steps to bring our vision to reality, and who we will need by our side to help win the battle when global competition has never been as fierce as it is today. Indeed, the role of a leader has changed dramatically. Until the end of the 20th century, it was enough for leaders to concentrate the efforts on attaining a functional level of expertise and directing them to order to achieve the company vision. But in the high-performance race of the 21st century, leaders must embrace an entirely new set of mandates to lead their people to victory. They must motivate clarity, inspire certainty, and mobilize the troops, as I mentioned earlier. Why? Because in the race to victory, the pursuit of excellence is no longer enough. To achieve victory today demands an aspiration and a commitment to become exceptional on a global scale.